Total is actively contributing to the growth of Angola's industrial base, with several Dalia contracts utilising Angolan construction facilities. A major part of the Dalia subsea production systems and its control equipment have been manufactured in Angola, with the extension of the Sonils base in Luanda for subsea equipment preparation and test, preservation and storage, the creation of a spool base in Donde, allowing production of reeled pipe, the setting up of the Angoflex umbilical manufacturing plant in Lobito to fabricate subsea umbilicals. In addition, industrial activities have been reinforced in the Sonamet yard in Lobito, where the offloading buoy mooring piles and the Fpso, floating production, storage and offloading mooring piles are manufactured, together with the final assembly of subsea manifolds, fabrication of foundation bottom structures and production guide bases. Overall, the Dalia development has generated a substantial amount of work in Angola, which represents a contribution to the growth of the local economy. This industrial challenge also marks the continually growing partnership between Total E&P Angola and Angola's national oil company Senangol, and has been accompanied by a training program in the latest technologies for Angolan technicians and engineers. Consistent with the group's ethical principles and commitments, Dalia has promoted the integration of a local workforce with its various fabrication sites. Some 40 trainees have gained hands-on experience at the many sites operated by the main Dalia contractors, and about 50 Angolans have been trained in France on the Total site at Lac and in Luanda to prepare them for their future operational responsibilities on the Dalia Fpso. The Aka Caverna modern base is located inside the Sonils base in Luanda and owned and operated by Aka Caverna Subsea. The base was inaugurated on 7th of September 2005 by Bruno Elias from Senangol, Raymond Carlson and John Harold Kilder from AKS, and Total E&P Angola Managing Director Olivier Claret de Longuevent. The Aka Caverna base hosts the reception of the subsea production systems equipment, depreserves and tests the equipment, which is then preserved and stored in the warehouse before offshore installation. Offshore commissioning and maintenance activities are also performed at the Sonils base. The base has capacity and capability for assembling and testing of Christmas trees, fabrication of structural steel and assembly of various modules. The Donde base, located approximately 50 kilometres north of Luanda, is owned and operated by Technip via a joint venture with Senangol. The base was inaugurated on 27th of March 2006 in the presence of the Angolan Petroleum Ministry and Francisco Gonçalves, Senangol Block 17 chairman. The Donde base fabricates reeled pipe, including the pipe-in-pipe production lines. In all, the spool base in Donde will produce approximately 70 kilometres of rigid pipe for the Dalia project. Building and civil works began in October 2004, and the onshore base, together with the jetty, have been completed at the beginning of 2006 in time to begin the first spooling of pipe onto the vessel Deep Blue in March 2006. The Donde spool base is an important part of the offshore installation campaign, with its jetty that juts approximately 600 metres out into the sea, and has been built to allow pipe spooling onto the Deep Blue installation vessel. Upon arrival of the Deep Blue, the 1.5 kilometre long stalks of pipe are welded together as they are being spooled onto the vessel at a speed of 15 metres per minute. The vessel can carry around 14 kilometres of pipe-in-pipe production lines and 35 kilometres of water or gas injection lines. The activities of Deep Blue at Donde will continue until the third quarter of 2006. The Angoflex base, located in Lobito, is owned and operated by a joint venture between Technip and Senangol. The base was inaugurated on 27th of February 2004 in the presence of the Angolan Petroleum Ministry and Senangol. The Angoflex base fabricated around 36 kilometres of static and dynamic water injection umbilicals and 14 kilometres of static production umbilicals. The plant was also in charge of the integration of subsea distribution units and umbilical termination heads, part of the umbilical's end-fitting integration. Fabrication of umbilicals and application works were completed in April 2006 to allow the start of the installation offshore. The Sonamet base, located in Lobito, is owned and operated via a joint venture between Sonangol, Stolt Offshore and WAPO. The final assembly of the Dalia subsea manifolds took place at Sonamet, together with the fabrication of bottom structures and suction anchors, which have all been installed on the Dalia seabed in February 2006. Production guide bases were transported to the Sonils base for final preparation. The offloading buoy hull and piles were also manufactured at Sonamet. The buoy will be able to accept 330,000-ton VLC carriers with storage capacities of up to 2 million barrels and will be able to offload at a rate of 40,000 barrels per hour. Manufacturing of the buoy hull started in March 2005 and was completed in June 2006. It was then launched to water in the Lobito Bay before being towed to location for installation and connection to the FPSO. 12 FPSO mooring piles installed offshore early 2006, the production wells, jumpers and other structural works have also been fabricated in Sonamet. The Dalia drilling campaign began in February 2005 with the Pride Africa performing the first 10 top holes in batch mode. The two drilling rigs, Pride Africa and Pride Angola, operated by Sonamar, joint venture between Pride and Sonangol, are working in parallel for part of the Dalia drilling campaign. "28 pipe spools needed to connect the flow lines to the manifolds are being assembled at Petromar Yard in Soyo. Work started in February 2006 and the first spools were installed offshore in May. 6 piles for flowline anchoring are also fabricated at Petromar. Dalia is not only a new technological reference, but is equally important to total E&P Angola in terms of environmental performance. For instance, associated gas will no longer be flared under normal operating conditions, and produced water will be re-injected into the reservoirs rather than discharged to sea. As such, Dalia is setting an example in terms of Angola's sustainable development. Another key to total E&P Angola's contribution to sustainable development is the rehabilitation of the country's infrastructure. Dalia includes funding for reconstruction of 4 bridges in different regions of the country, which should make a substantial contribution to improving the everyday life of a large number of Angolans. Technical equipment, like welding sets and computers, will also be donated to Angolan institutions and schools. Whilst the Dalia project will be complete and oil flowing by the end of 2006, it is hoped that the Dalia legacy will continue for many years to come.